Hi, I'm Vanita, and this is my podcast, Laid Off to Lift Off. The goal is to provide real layoff stories from all walks of life in 20 minutes or less. Hear about the day it happened, where they are now, and inspiring advice to help you through your own journey. Whether you've been there, in it now, or think it's coming, I want you to know that you're not alone. Hi, everyone. Today on Laid Off to Lift Off, I'm chatting with Jordan, a strategic marketing pro with 14 years of experience, turning pop culture moments into campaigns people actually care about. He's worked across entertainment, politics, sports, nonprofits, and has led award-winning projects along the way. Jordan's known for his viral storytelling and for helping shape the creator economy as we know it. So welcome, Jordan.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that intro. Thank you. Thanks for having me. That was really nice.
You're very welcome. I saw a post of you talking about your layoff story, and I connect with a lot of people who are laid off, and I messaged you. You agreed to be on my podcast. How was that day when you were laid off? Let's start there.
Yeah, and thank you for having me. When you reached out on LinkedIn immediately, I thought, well, this is a great idea. It's a great format. And and honestly, I love it because it normalizes what's going on right now. It's almost weekly where we're seeing companies downsizing. I appreciate you for creating this platform so people can share their stories and really help others feel normal about their layoffs. So the day I was laid off, it was a really funny day. I'll set the table and say, at the time, I got laid off in June 2025.
Mhm.
UMG had already had maybe its fourth or fifth round mass layoffs over the last few years.
Jeez.
Some louder, some quieter. But over the years, I'm watching these layoffs happen around me. And I sort of felt the room getting smaller and smaller, almost like the walls were caving in a little bit.
Mm.
So, from my point of view, the entertainment industry, especially the music industry, is having a bit of an identity crisis right now. You can tell from staff reductions and
Mhm.
companies merging or companies going away altogether. So when the layoff finally happened to me, I wasn't surprised. My actual layoff was standard from what I've heard. I was invited into a random Zoom meeting. HR gave me the news. That was it. A lot of people don't know this, but I didn't sign anything immediately.
Mhm.
They give you your separation agreement. I reviewed it thoroughly with a trusted advisor. If you don't have a trusted advisor, you can talk to ChatGPT, you know, anyone, but I didn't sign my agreement immediately. Because of that, I was able to negotiate my severance package and actually
Good for you.
extended it. I'm really thankful for that and for the advice that I got. I wasn't expecting to get laid off,
Mhm.
but everything happens for a reason. So that's sort of where I'm at with it.
How long were you at the company?
I was there for 4 years.
A while. It was a while. If you've been there 4 years or 4 months, a layoff sucks
Hmm.
either which way.
For sure.
So, for those who are going to see this on video, that little blue thing at the corner of Jordan's video is actually the ocean. Because, Jordan, tell us what you're up to now and where you are.
That's funny. That is the actual hookdown. I'm up to a lot of different things. Where I am has sort of evolved dramatically since June,
Okay.
when I first got laid off. So I'm now in Hawaii, but it didn't start that way. When I first got laid off, it was the middle of the summer. I was spending a lot of time in Central Park. I was just lounging around. It became a great place for me to retreat and
Hmm.
process the initial layoff. From that processing time, really just came a lot of enlightenment. One of the things that I found myself filling my time with was fitness. frankly. So I upped my fitness goals. I work out daily. I do yoga. I lift weights, whatever. But I ended up signing up for my first marathon,
Love
which I'm
it.
very, very excited about. My wife is a marathoner. I've done a lot of running with her over the years, but I've never officially ran a race. And if you've ever been laid off, there's this thing that just starts burning inside of you, and you're like,
Yep.
you know what? Let's do something different. So I signed up for my first marathon, which I'm excited about and a little terrified. But I signed up for the Honolulu Marathon, which is where I am now in Hawaii.
Amazing. And when is that marathon?
The marathon is in December. I'm here a month early, getting some training in this climate because it's very different from New York.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a piece of where I am now. It's definitely been an evolution from lounging in Central Park to training for this marathon. While I was processing the whole layoff, I realized one of my passions is cooking.
Nice.
I love food. I'm constantly cooking at home, not just meals for me and my wife, but random jars of chili oil, or a log of compound butter. I love creating things with food. Since I wasn't looking for a job immediately, I started volunteering
Mhm.
with an organization, and I really wanted to find someone that was like minded to me. And so, again, having this moment of passionate cooking, I started volunteering with an organization called God's Love We Deliver. They're a nonprofit in New York. They're an amazing organization whose mission is to improve the health and well being of
Mhm.
patients living with HIV, AIDS, cancer, and other serious illnesses. So we basically prepare and deliver high quality meals
Wow.
to help alleviate hunger and malnutrition. So that kind of is something that came out of this unfortunate layoff, was realizing, oh, cool, there's another passion of mine, which is cooking, and I'm doing tons too much for myself. So let me go do it, for people who actually need it. And that was really a great retreat for me. I actually, kind of built a team. There were other people who were there volunteering on a weekly basis. It
Great.
kind of became a bit of a new office for me.
Oh, that's
Um,
fantastic. I love that for you. So you're training for a marathon, you were volunteering, you're doing all this great stuff for other people and for yourself. Mental health is very important. Where are you career-wise? Is it something to do with cooking? I mean, that chili oil thing might be a business right there, you never know.
you're not wrong because it is pretty good.
I'm just
Um,
saying.
so where I am career wise, transparently, I I'm a go getter. I'm a hard worker.
Mhm.
I was the kid on the school bus selling airheads to his friends for 25 cents. I was the kid raking leaves for an allowance or doing things, always working. And truthfully, that translated to me going to school and getting my degree and getting the internship and landing the job and getting the
Yep.
promotion and then getting the job. For the first time when this happened, this pause, it sort of has made me think a little bit about how I'm spending my time. And
Okay.
so I'm kind of, I guess I'm taking a minute to myself. All I've done with my life is work. So I'm kind of resting for a second. I am excited to, I've been doing some consulting on the side and some passion projects.
Sure.
And training for a marathon is a lot of work in itself.
It
So
is.
I'm focusing on that right now.
I think that is so important to let people know who are listening, whatever their financial situation is. Some plan for a rainy day, some do not. So I understand the need to get a job right away to pay the bills. Life does happen. But I think for those who are able to take a pause and really say, I'm going to take a break right now and focus on what I'm really passionate about. I have this time that I haven't had before to really sit with what brings me joy, and that's okay to do in life, to take a pause and find your joy.
Yeah, 100%. And to your point, I fully recognize that I there is a privilege to being able to take a break. Now that privilege
Mhm.
came with a lot of hard work, but
Right.
I think it is an option that a lot of people don't realize that they have.
Mhm.
So I'm really grateful to kind of take this pause was for a second. At the same time, I think it's important to remember, and I'm sure you know and realize this too, but layoffs have nothing to do with you. You know, they're almost never about you. So I think taking that but in your head you think, oh me, I just why'd I get laid off? Why'd I get
Yeah.
hit? So I think just redefining that idea that this it's not about you, but let's make this moment about you
Right.
instead. Turn it into a moment, an opportunity.
Right. So that brings us to the advice part. And that was great advice. But based on your experience, your time that you've had in working on yourself, volunteering, and this time you've had since June, what other advice might you have for our listeners today who might be going through a layoff or think it's coming?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think so. I have two pieces of advice. And the first thing that I would say is and if you're not doing this already, start like yesterday. It's really about your network and,
Mhm.
nurturing your network. I say this humbly, but I'm pretty good at staying in touch with people. And regardless of if I'm looking for a job or not, and sometimes I get offended because I'm like, why aren't people as good at this as I am? But it does take time and intention, but I would say my advice to anyone that is either recently laid off or feels something coming is to nurture your network. Make sure that you're staying in touch with people, checking in with
Mhm.
people randomly, having some intention, getting that coffee, catching up with people over lunch. I mean, it just goes a long way when things happen because I haven't reached out to anyone necessarily, but because my door has always been open, I'm humbled and grateful to the community of people who have returned to me. So I would say, really, again, looking for a job, not looking for a job, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that just goes a long way. And the other thing, which is what I mentioned earlier, is to realize that this layoff is not about you.
Mhm.
So don't take it personally. It's not ironic at all that I got laid off in June, right before the end of Q2, right before mid year reporting numbers when you're working at a corporation. Like, that's not ironic. So
Right.
these things are just going to happen. It's a numbers game. When you're working for someone, you are a number. At the end of the day, you really are, even though you're also a great person, a talented
Yep.
professional. At the end of the day, have our employee ID.
I was just thinking about the same thing as you said it. I'm like, being in HR,
Yeah,
an employee ID, we all whenever we looked at spreadsheets or anything, we're like, "Where is the employee ID? How am I supposed to know who this person is?" The moment you said that, I'm like, "Yeah, employee ID."
yeah. It's a shame, but if you remember that you are a number, and this is a numbers game, it is a business, so you can't take it personal. So that's the other advice that I would give.
Well, Jordan, that's it for us. I am absolutely jealous that you are in Hawaii. It is on my bucket list to go. I wish you all the best in the marathon. You are going to crush it. And we look forward to seeing what's next for you. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.